Okay, so the summer season started out a bit lackluster, without a lot of things to really look out for. Everything was fair game, so it was up to you to kind of find out what you wanted to obsess over. That wasn't all though, as a lot of the other anime slated for this season had begun airing much later than others, like Sunny Boy and Fina Pirate Princess. Aside from Sunny Boy, there was another late entry that I was eager to check out, that being the Deities Only Know Peace. With that mouthful of a name, though not on the level of a light novel, the Deities is a surprisingly fun watch. Set in a world where demons once rampaged the earth, unable to be taken out by normal human weapons, the people prayed for salvation and thus brought forth the Idaten, which were gods that could defeat the demons almost effortlessly, sealing them in the process. What starts off as a good versus evil type storyline delves into something rather different. It's not exactly a case where the idaten are the good guys because they're gods, or the demons are vile evil creatures because they're demons. It's a rather grey situation. The world is set in one that's currently going through a lot of war and other bad stuff, which ends up in the loss of a lot of lives. The idaten don't really care. To them, it's just humans being humans, and so long as there are some humans left, so would there be idaten. The demons on the other hand are just trying to do what they can to survive and avoid total annihilation at the hands of the Idaten. And the way they go about doing that is through incredibly violent and horny methods. The only problem is, the Idaten are crazy strong and the demons don't really stand a chance against them, especially against Rin, the strongest Idaten that has been around since the demons were sealed 800 years ago. The difference gets even more clear-cut when we learn that the Idaten can basically train their bodies and get even stronger, with their growth being almost infinite. While the demons on the other hand can't really grow in strength, with their strength capping off at puberty. The anime brings a different take on the OP character trope, somehow reversing the roles. In most anime, it's the good guys that are up against the overpowered bad guys. It depicts them in a way that the main characters need to grow and unlock new powers and abilities with a couple of training arcs in order to defeat the villain at the end with the power of friendship or something like that. Or either that, or it's an isekai protagonist who has everything handed to them and just humiliates the opposition either to death or to submission. When I watch anime that focuses on the main character who's OP, I don't really feel the tension during conflict. When there's a big fight going through with the bad guys showing off whatever fancy skill they have, I know the MC is going to win not because they're the main character, but because they're OP. But in the Idaten Deities, it doesn't really feel that way. It doesn't boil down to a fight between raw power, cause even the demons themselves know they'd lose. So it becomes a game of cat and mouse, especially after the two strongest demons get taken out and their base of operation gets occupied by the Idaten. So it really sells how OP the Idaten are. So while the demons can't directly take on the Idaten, the only way they can survive is through wits alone, which they have the upper hand on considering they evolved to develop human intelligence and as such strategize better. They're constantly cooking up complicated schemes to stay hidden, as the slightest slip up could lead to their demise. They're way more focused on avoiding the Idaten rather than fighting against them, which ends up creating a lot of tension, mostly on the demon side. The mind games are pretty fun. They kind of remind me of Death Note, though not as complicated or dramatic. It's fun because, in a way, it feels like the demons are on borrowed time and no matter how much they scheme, it's ultimately hopeless for them. A bit of me kind of feels bad for them, but then I remember all the unsavory stuff they do, and kind of hope they do get wiped out as gruesomely as possible. But unfortunately, I don't think any of us are going to get that conclusion anytime soon, as the final episode has just been released and it ended on quite the cliffhanger. To add salt to injury, the manga is actually way behind, like 3 episodes to be exact. And that's not all, as it's also been on hiatus for a really long time. So, yeah. Well, we can only dream for a second season at this point. But what are your thoughts on the Idaten Deities Only Know Peace? Let me know in the comments below. This has been your very favorite slice of bread, signing off.